Today on the channel, from the latest Marvel Legends action figure wave, we've got Marvel Boy, and we've got Heroes Return, Iron Man.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got the latest and greatest with the Heroes Return Iron Man, and we got Marvel Boy. But for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description below. And today, that's exactly where I got these figures from, was old Big Bad Toy Store. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I guess we're going to start with Iron Man. The old friend is Marvel Boy. Really, after my comic reading time, I've heard the name. Don't know a whole lot about him. Wasn't he involved with like the Skrulls a little bit or something? I am by no means an expert on Marvel Boy, but at least know Iron Man a little bit. And this is the Heroes Return comic rendition, I guess we'll call it. Easy way to get there. But Heroes Return, late 90s, I want to say. I want to say about when I was getting out of reading comics on a regular basis is when this storyline kicked off. It was kind of the return of heroes, of course. Heroes, they returned. It really writes itself at that point. But I believe it was Iron Man kind of coming back, and I think he was fighting with MODOK, Captain America. I vaguely remember it. But like I said, I'm by no means an expert on this story here. But this is definitely one I remember. I remember my local comic book shop having a poster of this version of Iron Man right when you walked in around the time this came out. So the more you know, folks, the more you know. But there it is, old Marvel logo down at the bottom. Big old glamour shot there of old Iron Man. Heroes Return. Heroes Return. There it is. Marvel Legends, of course. Now, this is part of the totally awesome Hulk wave. However, there is no Build-A-Figure piece with this one here. There's always usually one. It is this Iron Man that does not get the Build-A-Figure piece for whatever reason. There we go. Iron Man on the side. A little glamour shot. A little Marvel Legends down here. On the back, all kinds of blurbage down at the bottom nobody really cares about. You get a few different accessories there. You get the figure here. Not a ton of bells and whistles with this one, in all honesty here. You do get two fists, it looks like. But we're going to pull everything out. We're going to see what's going on. We're definitely going to see what all the fuss is about. See you later, goodbye. Spider-Man style, bam, see you later, goodbye. Little cardboard action. A little cardboard never hurt anybody. See you later. Unless it did, of course. Cardboard cuts are a real thing. You ever had a cardboard cut? Back in the day, worked in the grocery store way back in the day. There was nothing worse than a cardboard cut. You'd be opening a box or something and bam, it would slice you. Man, it was rough. That was a rough time. See you later, goodbye. Don't wish a cardboard cut on my worst enemy. I just don't. I just don't. And I won't. And I won't. There you go. Iron Man, Heroes Return. Bam. See you later. Almost knocked Marvel Boy off the table. Getting wild and wacky here at the table today. We'll take a look at Iron Man in a second, but let's look at his accessories first. He's got the two jet propulsion hands here, the old open hand effects there. He's got that going on. But then we got two fists of fury. When the chips are down, we throw some punches, and that's what Iron Man does right here. We got two fists with him. Definitely very mechanical-like, very Iron Man-like, really, at the end of the day. So we got those two fists. Then we got effect pieces we've seen a million times. Now, this doesn't, it all comes down to perceived value a lot of times. Does this feel like it should be a $24.99 figure? $24.99 figure? $24.99 figure? Does it feel that way? I don't know. We're all trying to get our head around inflation still, where things are settling in at this point in time. It's really, really interesting on some of this stuff. So there's no Build-A-Figure piece here. It's just interesting. It's interesting. Something to think about. Something to think about when you lay your head down in the pillow and you close your eyes at night. There you go. But we do get these two effect pieces. Like I said, we've seen these a billion times. A billion with a B. Yes, you're right. We're almost to the zillion with a Z category at this point. But nice yellow flame effects. I guess if they still work, use them. And that's what they did right here. So we do have those effects for him. Now we get old Iron Man out of here, and it's interesting. And we always talk about on the channel, Iron Man when I was a kid was kind of almost like a C-level hero. It was all about the mutants. It was all about the Gen 13s of the world, the Spawns, stuff like that. Iron Man really did take a back seat in the late 80s and 90s, really. On the old playground, maybe my playground was different than yours, I don't know. But it's definitely interesting how Iron Man, how the world has changed, how they view Iron Man. I mean, I would say back in the 90s, not even everybody had heard of Iron Man. You could, like, ask my grandma, you ever heard of Iron Man? She'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Nowadays, I think every grandma out there knows who Iron Man is, thankfully, or however you want to classify it, because of the movie. Of course, the Robert Downey Jr. movies, I think, really rose the stock on Iron Man like nothing had ever done before. So that's just something to take note of. It's always interesting to me, especially when I was a kid. Nobody read Iron Man, and now he's so popular after all these years. Wild times, changing of the guard, as one might say. But we do get Iron Man here, and I think if you know Iron Man, you're going to see this, say, yep, that's Iron Man. You're not going to be confused who this is. Got the very San Francisco 49ers colors on this one, is kind of what he looks like here. He's not quite repping the Oakland A's, but he's close. He's up there in San Francisco with the 49ers. Definitely a nice kind of metallic look to it, and it's got that nice smooth Iron Man plastic, I guess we'll call it. We see it in a lot of the Iron Man figures, kind of a smooth plastic to it. Looking nice, feeling nice, looking good in hand here. Big old shoulder gauntlets on the side here that do move away with the arm, so I do like that as well. An interesting Iron Man mask on this one. I got a little bit of scuffage right out of the package on the eye there. It's not the end of the world, but a little bit of scuffage in a couple of places even, so that's a little bit strange there. But he's got kind of a horned mask there. Almost reminds me of Jean Grey back in the day in her original X-Men outfit with kind of the horns on her helmet. Kind of has that kind of look to it there. But gold and red on the head, looking really nice. You got two eyes going on the slit for the mouth. Definitely all day long looks like an Iron Man. Talked about the shoulder gauntlets. Those do move out of the way, and I guess perfect time to talk articulation. Arms go all the way around. This does come with it. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, once again, not pinless on these though. Hands back forth, side to side. Got the hands there for the effect piece. Does slip right in there if you want to do that. Choose your own adventure. You got the big forearm guard on there as well. He's got the traditional ab crunch, nice tight ab crunch. I'm here for that. Head down, back, up and down, side to side, left and right. He's got all the movement you want in the head right there. Definitely the ab crunch is nice and tight. Boy, really nice and tight. I like it. I like it. Waist articulation looking good. Can even hear it a little bit there, so that's interesting. Two little pieces there sculpted into the side of his underwear. Yeah, his underwear, I said it. Big old Iron Man splits. Iron Man not messing around in the split department. Big old thigh cut there. Double jointed knees. Once again, we got pins in them, though. And then no boot cut, but you do get ankles back forth, side to side going on. Definitely feels like your typical Iron Man, and it's almost one of those things where if you popped his helmet off and put a different Iron Man helmet on it, you could almost just choose your own adventure on Iron Man. Feels close enough to what we know, but I guess the head is what really makes it Hero's Return. I mean, you do get some sculpting in the back there as well. So there's a little tweaks, a little differences. But if you already have a million Iron Man, I can see some people saying, you know what, maybe I don't need this one after all. It really just comes down to how big of an Iron Man fan you are. Do you want this Iron Man? Do you like the looks of this Iron Man? Do you have a fondness for the Iron Man Hero's Return storyline? I guess that's that'll give you your answer, really, at the end of the day. Does he fit on a ringside stand? Yes, he does. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Make sure you do get the Mattel stands for him, though. But definitely it is Iron Man. It is good. Does it knock my socks off? No, but I'm not super attached to the Hero's Return. But if Hero's Return is your jam, that was your comic book, man, oh man, I think you'll be happy with this one right here. So there it is. Old Tony Stark, old Iron Man, old Hero's Return. Now we're going to turn our attention over to a guy I know absolutely nothing about. It is the Marvel Boy. A lot like Wonder Boy from Tenacious D, probably. I bet you they're a very similar-like character here. But an interesting one. I believe this is also Kid Omega reuse. Is this a lot of reuse from the Kid Omega figure, which we unboxed in the last X-Men wave? I think that probably is the case here. But Marvel Boy coming in hot here for his first Marvel Legend, I do believe. And this guy was definitely after my reading time. There's no doubt about it there. Got Marvel down here, Marvel Legends, of course. Part of the Totally Awesome Hulk Build-A-Figure line. Got the big old checklist on the side. We've seen that before. Little glamour shot on the side as well. What's with the gray hair? Did he go prematurely gray? Did he get spooked by somebody and it all turned gray on him? Who knows? Who knows? All the jibber jabber down at the bottom. Then you got the accessory piece to build a figure and the glamour shot. Looking good, looking like a Marvel boy. A boy that loves Marvel. Yes, I was a Marvel boy once along a time. See you later, goodbye. When I was a little kid, they called me the Marvel boy because I loved my Marvel comics. See you later, goodbye. Spider-Man style. Little cardboard prison. There it goes. See you later. Off the ceiling. Oh my gosh. All right, parchment paper prison. There it goes. A little of that. Bam. See you later off the screen. Just a little cardboard piece in there. Bam. See you later. Not sure what's up with that. Man, he's got 2 trigger fingers. He's ready to fight. He's ready to throw down. Man, it's an interesting one here, that's for sure. Let's pull this all out, see what's going on in here. All right, pieces going everywhere. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. And we do get another arm for Hulk. Of course, it's totally awesome is what this is. But we do get an arm for the Hulk, and we do get an extra hand. I'm here for that as well. All kinds of messed up. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, it matches. I thought for a second they gave me the wrong hand. I don't know. We don't want to go back to the Karnak issue. If you saw that review, there were some issues with that Karnak figure, as you guys saw. But let's break down the old Marvel boy here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what all the fuss is about with him. And I don't know if there's any fuss, because I don't know about this guy, but maybe you guys do out there in YouTube land here. Now, does he got 2 new weapons with him? Off the top of my head, I do not place these weapons. Very interesting gold color throughout. You got 1 little red jewel on each one. Very futuristic kind of laser pistols or whatever you'd want to call them here. Looks like something almost you'd go down to the arcade in the 80s and go to the old laser tag. It almost looks like a futuristic laser tag gun. Maybe he's the ultimate laser tag player. Who knows? But definitely interesting. And like I said, I think first time in the line, correct me if I'm wrong there. It looks like there's a spot on the end, I was going to say for an effect piece, but not going to be this effect piece. But you do got a little small hole in there. So maybe those G.I. Joe effect pieces could go in there, or those Black Widow ones. There's a possibility on that one there. But interesting weapons. Definitely interesting. But then we get down to old Marvel boy here, and he's just looking like a boy that's marveling at the world. I guess that's how they got his name. He was probably just staring up into space. And boy, you're just marveling at the galaxy, aren't you, Marvel? Marvel boy. That's what we're going to call you, Marvel boy. But very interesting. Almost looks like he could be a childhood Magneto in some ways with that gray hair. Very interesting gray hair. You know, I'm always shocked. I thought for sure I was going to be full-on white hair by the age I am now. Like my grandma on my mom's side and my grandpa on my dad's side, they went 100% white in like their late 20s, early 30s. So I'm like, man, I'm destined for that. It's on both sides, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm getting a little bit of gray in here, a little Reed Richards going on. It's going to look real cool, but I'd be all for it. I would, if tomorrow somebody said, Kyle, your hair could be all white and gray, I'd say, yep, let's get that done, because I'm looking forward to that day where it's a long white mane right here. It's just all white. It looks very, very cool, very GQ, I think it'll look, but it's going to look weird when it's like white and brown and stuff. That'll be a weird mix one day. We'll see what happens. I guess stay tuned. Stay tuned. Wait for my hair. We'll see what happens. But all right, we got old Marvel boy out of the package here, and an interesting head sculpt. A very nice hairdo on him, all gray, of course. It kind of plays with your mind a lot like Magneto does. He looks young, but he's got the white hair, so you always kind of in your brain think old people with white hair, but not in this case here. Got a little bit of strand of hair going down the side of the face, giving him that natural charmer look is what he's got there. Nice skin tone on him, a little bit of mouth open there, just a little bit of teeth showing. Looks like blue eyes behind there, brown eyebrows. So there it is. And he's got a nose and 2 ears and a mouth like a normal human would. But is he human? I don't know. I don't know enough about the guy. But definitely looking interesting. And then he's got a nice kind of uniform jumpsuit going on. I can dig this one here. You got the gold, you got the green, you got the black and white, some A's road colors maybe, some A's home away from home game colors going on. A nice little gold belt going on in the middle as well, and that little jewel in there. It does match his weapon. Same thing on the top of his palms. It matches his weapon. So we're getting a little uniformity going on with this guy as well, so I'm here for that. Articulation, arms do go all the way around. Do get a bicep cut. Big old butterfly shoulders on this guy here for a little extra articulation. Double jointed elbows, unfortunately, once again, not pinless on this guy. Hands back, forth, side to side. You got the trigger fingers on him. Double trigger fingers on him, so he's pew-pewing all day long as much as he needs to, I guess. Waist articulation, big old ab crunch. You can even hear it. You can hear that right there. Head back, forth, side to side, up and down. Big old Wonder Boy splits if you need them. Thigh cut, double jointed knees. Once again, got the pins in the knees. Boot cut, ankles back, forth, side to side. Does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. What do you know? What do you know? Fits perfectly right there on the old stand. An interesting figure here. I really can't say if he's good or bad. I'm just not familiar with the character here. But of course, he's part of the old Build-A-Figure. You got to have him to build that Build-A-Figure of Hulk, which I am very excited for. And like I said, stay tuned to the end of the week as we'll rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. But we're also going to build that Hulk. So I'm anxious to see what he's all about. But an interesting one I'm going to have to hit up Wikipedia and see if he's anything more to his story that maybe I'd like to know about. but definitely the deep cut of this line as far as I'm concerned here. So not a bad figure. Maybe if I had a little bit more attachment to him, I might enjoy this a little bit more. And you could say the same thing about the Heroes Return Iron Man. A cool looking figure, I get the gist of it, but if I knew the story a little bit more, maybe I'd be more engaged with the figure at the end of the day. And it's hard, you know, Marvel Legends have been doing these figures for a long time. I love that they're giving us deep cuts, but at the same time, you know, they got to have those Iron Mans, those Captain Americas out regularly, and you get a little bit of burnout with those characters if you're like me, but I totally understand the business side of all that. That's just the way it goes in the old business world. So there it is, Iron Man and Marvel Boy. Any thoughts from you guys out there on these two? Easy pickups, easy passes. Gotta have them. Don't know anything about them? Let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day. And we even got more content, including early access to videos like this and a whole lot more over on the Patreon channel. And Patreon, your best way to support this fair YouTube channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, on Instagram, and Threads, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Iron Man and Marvel Boy, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.